everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is a gorgeous Friday night. It is a perfect night to work on a Duty Max. I got to do a few glow plugs on the Duty Max. I have to do a blower motor resistor on the Dodge back there. Big news, big exciting news. I'm stoked. I ordered my lift last night. Actually, I got an email today saying the lift I wanted was out of stock or on back order, so I ordered another one, and I actually upgraded to an 11K lift instead of a 9K lift so I can work on big stuff. I can put my truck on it, put trucks like that on it. So while it's in shipment, like I said in the last video, we're going to do head gaskets on a Subaru. But, well, I guess at first I have to do glow plugs, that truck back there. But then most of this video is going to be head gaskets on a Subaru. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to tackle the Duty Max first, and this is the L5P to 2017. Apparently glow plugs are a common problem on these, and this only has 40,000 miles. So I'm going to get the wheel wells out, or first I'm going to hook at the scanner. We'll see. We'll go from there and see what it says. You next. Well, kind of. We got this and that to do, but you're close to being next. This thing is nice. I'm not a Duty Max fan, but this is a very nice truck. So pulled the codes. Codes for glow plug 4 and glow plug 8. All right, I got the wheel well out. So cylinder 4 is that one right there, and then that one's 6, and then 8 is back here. I'm not sure if you can see that. That one's going to be kind of fun to get to. We're going to get these two changed. I'm going to ohm them out and make sure, let's see if that's the problem or not. And then I'll get it put back together and you can come get it. Okay, nice and easy. So the power wire on the glow plug, it's an 8mm nut, and the glow plugs themselves are 10mm. The one on the left, my left, your right, I don't know, is the cylinder 4. The other side, the other one is cylinder 8. So I'm gonna ohm these out, see what if they're in spec, and we'll throw the new ones in, button it up, reset the check engine light, see what happens. I guess maybe they are bad. So I can't find anything online that says, hey, this is what they need to be ohmage wise, but I ohmed them out and they're about 7 ohms. So I think I found a number that 1.2 is a good number. Here's a new one in 1.6 ohms. So I guess that's right. Duty Max is done. Invoice is complete. I just got a hold of him so he can come get it. I think I'm gonna be done for tonight. I'm gonna go relax. We've got our new couch today, so I'm gonna try it out. So I will see you in a few days, and then we'll work on a Dodge and a Subaru.
3 days later.
All right, so fast forward a few days. I got the Subaru in here. Not sure how much I'm gonna get done tonight. I am not exactly feeling the best, so I at least wanna get it up in the air and started. All right, so we haven't even started yet, and we're already starting to find other people's modifications. Not a big deal, but they put a radiator in it. It looks like this radiator might be for a newer Impreza. So like nothing lined up, as you can tell. You know, right here is the OEM spot, and yes, the bolt broke, but over here, the bolt did not break, and they still had to move it over and self-tap it in. And then the fans, they don't line up, so they just zip tied the fans on, and then the custom power wire. And check this out, I don't know what's going on here. This is your AC line coming out of your condenser, so that's a custom job. Oh well, hopefully we don't find any other custom modifications, because I'm honestly not in the mood for that right now. All right, she is up in the air. Just rolled underneath it for the first time, and Nate, if you're watching this, you got one hell of a, whoops, I gotta censor myself. One heck of a deal. Well, it's got 78,000 miles on it, and there's not a lick of rust on it. So beating myself up because I could have bought this. I seen this on Marketplace and I didn't take advantage of it. But all right, boys, I'm done for tonight. It feels like I got hit by a dang truck. I got the coolant drain, I got a lot of the top end apart. I got a visual of everything, a good visual inspection of everything underneath. So I'll let him know tomorrow what needs changed, what needs done besides the head gasket job. Like I said, I'm done for tonight. I'm gonna go in and sit down for a little bit. So I'll see you tomorrow.
The next day.
All right, we are back at it. Not feeling too bad today. Not 100%, but better than yesterday. So we are going to continue on the Subaru, but first, another little problem. I have to redo a harness off of a Volvo I-Shift transmission. My father's been having shifting problems, and it got worse today because it's pouring down rain. So we're gonna cut into the harness. I already see a couple of bare wires, so we're gonna fix all this, and then hopefully we don't have any more problems. Right here, found that. So hopefully that's the problem, but we'll dig in and see. All right, found three bare wires. I'm crossing my fingers that was the problem, but I'm not feeling too confident that was the problem. So got everything fixed, buttoned back up, nice and sealed. All right, we made it back. The harness is on the truck. Went through the gears, shifting okay. Made me a fruit smoothie. We're gonna go work on a Subaru now. Moving right along, so pretty much ready to come out. So tomorrow, all I gotta do is flex plate bolts, the 2 motor mount bolts, and a few bell housing bolts, and that is it. Not too bad. Well, it's not bad at all. Like if you have never pulled an engine, grab a 253 Subaru. It's so easy. This can be your first engine to pull. It's very simple, very quick, very easy. Good engine to learn on. So if you never pulled an engine, I strongly recommend one of these.
The next day.
Okay, again, we are back at it. Again, like yesterday, I'm getting a later start than I wanted to because Dad's truck had another problem today. Had an air leak. Hopefully tonight we can get this thing out and on a stand. That way tomorrow we can start ripping into it and tearing it down. This is taking me a lot longer than it should, but I keep getting distracted and doing other jobs. So I know I got to get this out and taken apart, get the heads to the machine shop by Friday. And then over the weekend, I got to rebuild a hydraulic pump for an old Ford tractor. So while this is, whatever. I'm gonna turn the heater on, I'm gonna put some music on, I'm gonna put you on a time lapse, and I'm gonna get this thing out. That way, I don't have a lot of time tonight to talk into a camera. So we're gonna get at it, we're gonna get this thing out. Okay, she's out. Took about an hour, no big deal. Everything was tight, which is good, but bad. Good that it means the engine's never been out. Bad that I struggled to get a couple of them loose, but it fought, I won. So tomorrow, we're gonna start the disassembling process. We are going to see what is wrong with this old girl. Her heart is damaged. She needs a heart transplant.
The next day.
Okay, welcome back. It is Thursday evening, and we have to get this thing apart tonight because tomorrow, Friday comes after Thursday, we are going to take the heads to the machine shop. That way he can work on them. Hopefully we can get them back by Monday or Tuesday. We got to get this thing put back together and shipped out because big exciting news. I got the tracking number to the lift. The lift is officially shipped. And it'll be here next Wednesday. So I have to get this apart, heads to the machine shop, heads back from the machine shop, assemble in the vehicle, and then it's got to get out of here because I have a lift to put up. So we are going to take apart an EJ253 single overhead Ken 2.5 liter Subaru engine right now. Obviously, with the engine out of the vehicle, we are going to take the front accessories off, the power steering pump, the alternator, and the AC compressor. All of this comes off. After that, we will remove the intake manifold. So we're gonna quickly skim through this. So a 12 millimeter and a 14 millimeter is pretty much all you need to take this apart. Take the serpentine belts off. Like I said, you take your accessories off here, your AC compressor, your power generator, and your power steering pump. All that comes off. I'm working around, you got sensors to unplug, pull your spark plug wires, EGR tube, so knock sensors down there, coolant temp sensor, undo all of those, and then working over here, a couple more sensors. Let's see, spark plug wires, of course. Fuel lines come off with the intake, and then we'll flip it over and take the manifold off, unplug your AF sensor and your O2 sensor. That's pretty much it. It is 4 on each side, 12 millimeters, holding the intake manifold on. So it's not too bad. A lot of this comes off as one unit. So literally unplug, unbolt, and everything stays on the manifold and it comes right off. And please, I say this in a lot of videos about vehiculars. If you have any questions, please, any questions, comment, message me. I'm not sure if you can message on, no, you can't message on YouTube. Get a hold of me in some sort of fashion. Boostin_DC is my Instagram. Please get a hold of me. I am willing to help. I love answering questions. I love talking to you guys. If you have any questions, please, like I said, hit me up. So next we are going to take off the timing belt cover. They said that the timing belt and water pump were replaced and new. So we are I'm going to give everything a good inspection. All the bolts holding the cover on look new, which is good. So all the timing components do look good and new, nice and shiny. The belt still has like the markings on it. So it has definitely not been on there that long. Yeah, so it is a Gates kit. Timing belt kit, water pump, pulleys, whole deal. Now, when this goes back together, I will show you how to time it, how to time a Subaru engine, and at least a single overhead cam. Single overhead cam, super easy. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. If you wanna learn how to work on an engine, one of these right here. Stupid easy, no matter what you do. Oh, and one more thing. Put it in time. Line the timing marks up on the crank before you take the timing belt off, because I'm a little off. I didn't line it up straight. But this side most likely is gonna be under tension, or well, it depends on where it's at. They could be under tension, and if you take the timing belt off, then this could snap, and if it snaps the wrong way, your piston could be, right about up to top dead center, and if you, depending on which way you go, the valve could come down and kiss the piston. Just to be safe, I don't think it'll do much damage or could do any damage, but you never know. So line the timing mark up before you take the timing belt off. Okay, so we are going to take apart the left side together, possibly the right side, I'm not sure yet. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the head, and then I'll remove all the sensors, the cam sprocket and all that, because I want all of that to come off before we take it to the machine shop. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna take the 6 bolts out to take the valve cover off. It is 6 10mm bolts. Okay, got the valve cover off. I had to deal with a rounded off valve cover bolt, but looking at this so far there's a lot of moisture in the valve cover. Like, that is not good. If you can see, that is oil mixing with coolant. And something else that I see right away is the head bolts are not original, and I can tell by the little lip of the head gasket right here that it is not original. It is not a original. Oh, it says Felpro right there. So guess what, boys and girls? This has had head gaskets already. Some bitch. Okay, hold on, time out. I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna be serious with y'all. I'm gonna be frank. It might come across a little jerky, but I'm gonna say it. 2 things. 1, I do not use Felpro head gaskets on any combustion engine. Myself, Devin, have had horrible experiences with Felpro head gaskets, especially on Subarus. Secondly, I would say a quarter of all the Subaru engines that I have put head gaskets in, or had to, well, a quarter that I have done, all already had head gaskets previously. I don't mean to be mean, but it's lack of knowledge. They don't get the heads checked out. They don't get the heads machined. They don't use good gaskets. They don't torque correctly because this is angle torque and not a specific torque number of foot-pounds. Not to be mean, gonna be frank, my phone went off. Most of the time, they blow head gaskets again because they weren't assembled correctly. I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna remove the head. Okay, so I kind of loosened them a little bit with a breaker bar in sequence, kind of sequence, it was a little out. But I can tell just by loosening they are not tight enough. Now, where I'm at this point, what makes me nervous about doing these, and really any engine, is on my Legacy, the white Legacy that I beat the crap out of. When I was doing head gaskets on that, it had head gaskets done previously, but the crappy thing was when I pulled the head bolts out, it pulled the threads out of the block as well. So every time I do head gaskets, especially on an EJ, I kind of get a little nervous that when I loosen, well, I get nervous when head gaskets were already done because of taking a chance that the block was damaged by improper installation. Okay, all the head bolts are out. Let's lift the head off. I don't think I got anything else attached. I think the timing cover is going to give me some troubles. There we go. All right. That looks absolutely horrible. Definitely Felpro. I mean, obviously because the name, but also Felpro has a blue color to it. All kinds of stuff in the cooling system. I mean, this whole coolant passage here is just full of, I'm guessing, bars leak. There's enough sand in this coolant passage in the cylinder here to basically build me a beach. As far as the head goes, not too bad. Obviously these are gonna be cleaned up at the machine shop. I don't know. Hopefully they didn't overheat it enough to where it warped the heads and damaged anything, but only time will tell. I'm gonna rotate it over and then we're gonna take the other side apart. If I had to guess, without seeing the other side, I guess, I'm gonna say cylinder dose here is probably the culprit, because cylinder 2 is a lot cleaner than cylinder 4. So I wonder if coolant was getting in to the cylinder and basically steam cleaning it. Okay, right side. Head bolts are out. We're about to remove the head. Now, something else I noticed is, if anybody, I'm sure some of you on here have assembled an engine, you lube up the head bolts before you put them in. I pulled the head bolts out. All 12 of them smell like they used lacquer thinner or something high solvent to lube up, to clean the holes. I don't really know. It's clean. It's very clear and clean, but it smells like straight up rubbing alcohol. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, this side doesn't look terrible. Not as bad as the other side. Yeah, so this side looks a lot better. As in, the cylinders, the piston tops have carbon on them, unlike the other side, cylinder 2 was washed. Here, boys and girls, is a prime example of why I hate Felpro. You see this? Look at that flaking. I mean, why? And again, the Gobi Desert is in the coolant jackets here. So I'm sure you heard me, one of my coworkers, this belongs to him, and he is mechanically inclined. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna put water in it and run it for a little bit and have him maybe, switch over, do another flush, or just put coolant in it. We got to get the freaking Sahara Desert out of the coolant, or out of the cylinder walls. I'm going to take the heads over to my little makeshift workbench, strip them down, and then we are going to throw them in the back of my car, and tomorrow we take them to the machine shop.
One eternity later.
All right, so welcome back. It's been absolutely chaotic. I had a plan, and it has not went. Plan was to drop the heads off at the machine shop and then hopefully get them back Monday or Tuesday. It is now Monday of the following week, so literally drop the heads off on Friday, weekend, full week, weekend, and then now today is Monday. Plan was to get that done early last week, get my lift, install that, but there's complications everywhere. I'm making a video on my lift. You maybe see that one after this video. I don't really know where that's coming in yet. The lift is a disaster. Getting the lift is a disaster. All right, I got the block cleaned up the best I could. New gasket is laying on top. A lot of you already know this. It's very, very important when you put head bolts in is you clean the head bolt holes out the best you can, and then I use the ARP fastener lube when I run the new bolts down in. Make sure the hole is nice and clean. Then new head bolts. Now something you need to know, if you don't know already, with Subaru head bolts, these are, a lot of times I do studs on the WRXs, so I don't have to worry about it. But on the head bolts, there are 2 head bolts that are designed, they're a little bit longer than the other 4, to go in the middle. So 1 and 2 in the middle of the 6. So make sure they have a mark on them right there. If you can see, these are the center bolts. They are different. They're longer than these. So make sure you don't mix them up. I am going to go on record and say this before I put this head on. The bottom left front head bolt. A little nervous about that one. I was cleaning the holes out and I have a head bolt that I use to clean the holes out. I just kind of go in and out with, lube it up, clean it. And I pulled out some threads. Not a lot, maybe like one little one, but still makes me nervous. All right, all the head bolts are lubed and in and snugged. Like I said, I'm gonna go on record here. That head bolt does not feel very good. So I really hope that it tightens up with no problems, but I really don't want righty-tighty to become righty-loosey. That's a sick feeling. Hey guys, you remember that thing I once said about me being a little nervous about that head bolt? Well, guess what? So the first step in the sequence is 22 foot-pounds, and it didn't even make it to that. Righty-tighty became righty-loosey instantly. The torque wrench didn't even click. That honestly explains why the head gasket was blown, and that cylinder right there was basically, cylinder 2 was taking all the coolant. Is because the head gasket wasn't even tight because the head bolt was stripped out. So this is the second time this has happened to me working on Subarus. The first was actually on my car, the Subaru, the Legacy. And that's why it's got an EJ25D bottom end in it. So what I'm putting together here is they both had really shoddy head gasket jobs before I got them. That's basically what it comes down to, is improper installation from somebody trying to do head gaskets. It's junk. I'm gonna have to either look up the Healy coil kit or the head bolt repair kit, or we find a short block. So the hunt is on, and I really don't know where this video is going from here. All right, there we go. Those are M11 by 1.25 Subaru head bolt threads. They're not supposed to be in my hand. It's just been a really crappy day, so I think I'm gonna move on to this Hyundai here, and we'll get together when I figure something out. Alrighty, so welcome back. Fast forward 2 days, I got the Hyundai done. Timing belt water pump is sitting there idling. I'm on a time crunch, a very tight time crunch. The shop is absolutely a disaster. It looks like a bomb went off in here. But if you can see, there is a head fastened down to a block that wasn't there 2 days ago. So I don't know. We're gonna see if this works or not. We decided to put an insert in the head bolt hole. So like, not a Healy coil, an actual like metal insert that can actually withstand some torque. So I mean, if this doesn't work, we're only out 75 bucks. So 75 bucks and take a risk or buying, and we're trying to hunt down a short block. We're having minimal luck trying to find a short block. So the kit's actually pretty cool, and it comes with everything you need. It comes with a M14 by 1.25 drill bit to clean the new, or to prep the hole. It comes with a tap. Obviously it's an M14 by 1.25 tap, and then you got your insert. So your insert is right here on the installation tool. So this is M14 by 1.25, and the inside is obviously the same thread pitch as M11 by 1.25 for your head bolt. So you drill it out, tap in the new threads, Loctite the crap out of this, and insert into your hole. Let the Loctite harden, and there you go. You have a fresh new thread for your head bolt. Two things on this kit though is this is not intended for Subaru head bolts, so a little bit of modification has to be done in order for the threads or the insert to go down into the block and bottom out to where it's supposed to be. This little lip right here has got to be ground down, that way the insert can go all the way down into the hole. Secondly, I got to figure something out on this, because this is what made me mad the most, and I struggled with this, to be honest with you. This is your insert installation tool, and the threads are garbage on this, and so when you insert it into the insert, it catches, there's burrs, and I even tried to clean this up. I spent like an hour trying to clean this thing up. Right there's a catch. So you Loctite all this up, you screw it down in the hole, and then it won't back off. So unless you let the Loctite dry, it'll just pull the insert back out when you're trying to unthread the insert tool from the insert. So what I did is red Loctite, let it sit for a little bit, this hardened, and then I was able to back it out. But it seemed to work. I was not shy, and I torqued the crap out of those, as in I did exactly how it's supposed to be, and it's still tight. So we're gonna send it. I gotta clean up the other side, and hopefully we don't have to insert another one of these, but that's basically it. We're gonna put together an engine. So like I mentioned earlier, I am on a serious time crunch. Today is Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, I took off of work so I could get caught up. This is going to be done tonight, that is tomorrow, and obviously that is still, you know, halfway taken apart inside the shop. So I gotta mow. My freaking grass is outrageous. So Hyundai is good. I think it is time. We are going to roll it over and see if I can put these 6 head bolts in. It's all downhill. I will sleep good tonight. The goal tonight is to have this completely put back together. That way tomorrow morning I can roll the car in here, and then tomorrow we can completely finish her up. So I'd really like to know the history of this car. I just keep finding more crap. This ain't that big of a deal, but I'm cleaning out the head bolt holes, and I spray a little bit of brake clean in each hole and then blow them out with compressed air. I was spraying in, you know, the holes, and the bottom rearmost head bolt hole was not filling up with frickin' brake clean. It just kept going and going and going. And then I looked down in the oil passage, and it's dripping right into the oil pan. I'm guessing that they had some liquid or something in that that hole, and when they run the head bolt down, they were compressing it, and it blew out the bottom of the head bolt hole. I don't know, whatever. We're just gonna continue to pluck along and put this thing together. Round 2, we're going to attempt to put 6 head bolts in and torque them to spec. Like I said earlier in this video, when I was removing the head bolts, there was no lube on the head bolts, and what came out, the head bolts smelled like, it was like solvent, like they use like sea foam to lubricate the threads. All right, I figured we'll do this one together. That way if something strips out, we know we both can feel pain. All right, I got 6 fresh head bolts, and we're going to lube them up with ARP, fastener assembly lubricant. I love this stuff. I use this on a lot of crap. Insert into hole, lubricate the head where it slides on the washer. Insert into hole, lubricate top of head. All right, we're gonna do the other 4, and we'll start torquing her down. Okay, here we go, 22 foot-pounds. The other one didn't even make it to 22 foot-pounds, so let's find out here. Oh, that one had me nervous. Oh, jeez, that one was not tightening up. All right, let's try this again. Okay, right there. All right, hey, we made it through step 1. Step 2 in sequence is 51 foot-pounds, so I switched to the click type for this. All right. Okay, and then 6 is up here. Okay, all right, so second step, done. All right, step 3 is to loosen all bolts 180 degrees in reverse order. So we're gonna start up here with 6. And then step 4 is, again, loosen 180 in reverse sequence. So basically, by this time, the head bolts are basically going to be all the way loose again. So we're going to start here at 6. All right, so step 5 is to tighten all bolts in sequence to 31 foot-pounds. All right, we're moving along. We're doing good, doing good. All right, 6, I believe. We are at step 6. Tighten all bolts in sequence, 90 degrees. I'm just gonna double check, hold on. Step 6, tighten all bolts in sequence, an additional 90 degrees. Yes, 90 degrees. So here we go, 90 degrees. 90. I have an internal protractor, just to let you guys know. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna double check again, but I'm pretty sure the next is in sequence 45 degrees. Yep, so the next step is step 7, additional 45 degrees. All right, so that is the last step for these 4 bolts here. Now the last step, step 8, is to, the middle 2 bolts, 1 and 2, will be torqued to an additional, or basically torqued to an additional 45 degrees. So I'm just gonna double check again, better safe than sorry. But yeah, the final step is to torque 1 and 2, additional 45 degrees. Yep, so 1 and 2, an additional 45. All right, I'm gonna throw the valve cover on, and then we're gonna put timing components on. I'm gonna go out and take a breath of fresh air. That is nice. All 6 went in with no problem. Whew, I can sleep good tonight. I really didn't want to put another insert in. Plus, I'm out of red Loctite, so. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put this baby in time and put the timing belt on. Very, very simple engine to time. Each cam sprocket has a mark. These are highlighted already. These have some paint marker on them, but they actually have a notch. All you do is this one here, this cam sprocket, this notch to the 12 o'clock position, and this mark right here on the timing belt cover. The crank, there's a notch in the crank pulley. It goes up to this little notch right here on the block, and then same thing over here. Right here is your notch on this cam sprocket, and that goes basically again in the 12 o'clock position. There's a little split right here where the rocker box mounts. That's where you line that one up. So kind of, well, actually very simple. And then your timing belt tensioner is hydraulically actuated. So what you want to do is take this off, take it to a vise, put your little grenade pin in there to hold it back, and then once everything's in time, rotate it around a couple times, get everything all seated, pull the grenade pin out, and then this will hydraulically actuate and push against this little pin right there, and that's what keeps everything nice and tight. Now everything is in time, timing marks are lined up still. I'm going to rotate it over a few times by hand, that way I can feel if anything is touching each other, if any love making, unwanted love making is happening inside these cylinders. Simply push the belt up and then install the last pulley there. Timing belt covers go on, and then that's all she wrote. Well, I got to pull my grenade pin, but yeah, you got it. All right, timing belt covers are on. Crank pulley or harmonic balancer is on. I think what I'm going to do, it's getting late. I'd like to go spend some time with my family, so I'm going to throw the intake on and the spark plugs in, and she's ready to sit back in, boys. So I will talk to you tomorrow, and then we'll drop an engine in, and cross our fingers, she fires right up. So I'll see you tomorrow.
The next day.
All right, so it's in here, and the engine right here is all put together. So that right back there is ready to go back into that thing right there. But first, we have a axle we have to change real quick, and I figure I might as well do it now while the engine's out. Make it nice and easy to pop it out, whatever. So we're gonna change an axle, and then we're gonna put an engine in that thing right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not sure how much I'm going to film, because I am really behind schedule today, because believe it or not, getting that thing in took a lot of time because we had to push it and we were getting frustrated. Alrighty, boys and girls, wow. Alrighty, boys and girls, look what we got here. We have an axle changed, the left front axle is now changed, and we have a engine sitting where it's supposed to be and not on an engine stand. Went in nice and easy, no problems. Like I said several times in this video, if you want to learn how to pull an engine or work on an engine, an EJ253 or EJ251, single overhead cam Subaru engine. They're simple, well, until you strip a head bolt out. They're kind of simple, and they're real easy to learn on, so definitely recommend them. I'm gonna keep hitting it hard But I have a pork loin in the smoker I need to attend to. Alrighty, boys, look at that. All in, got fresh oil, a fresh oil filter, and now I'm filling it up with water. This is it. We're gonna start it together. Live action. So if something goes wrong, you're gonna see it right here. All right, here we go. Live action. In the car. It's got power. Whew. See what happens. Ooh, fired right up. All right, it's been about 15 seconds. No leaks yet. So, sounds good. Fired right up. So, uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. It's going. It's going. Smoking just a little bit. When the heads are off and I clean everything out, I spray a little WD-40 in the cylinders before I put everything back together. So the little WD-40 burning off. But so far, no leaks. So we're going to let her run, top off the water as needed, and take her for a test drive, hopefully before it gets too dark. Alrighty, so far so good. Got her on the ground. The heat's starting to come in. All the air bubbles are starting to work out. I did have a code for the knock sensor, so I don't know what that's about. I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and cleared it. Cleared the code. It is an aftermarket sensor, so who knows how good the quality of that is. But sitting here running, we're gonna let the thermostat open, and then we're gonna take it for a test drive. All right, we are officially 1 mile into our main voyage. Temp is staying steady. Shifts are nice and crisp. So, and the heat is freaking hot. Holy cow. So we're gonna give her a few miles and then do a leak check, and then we'll head back to the house. We are 3.8 miles into our journey. Stopped down at the parents' house to do a leak check. So far, everything's so far so good. Did 18 miles, no issues, no overheating, hot heat. I think it's done. All I gotta do is charge the AC. This one's been fun. This has been a very long video, and this one's been entertaining. Definitely not just a pull it, head gasket, put it back in sort of job. This place is absolutely a mess. This is like 2 weeks of nonstop working on cars. I feel all disheveled because I can't find anything. I get annoyed because I can't find anything. My tools are laying everywhere. So we're definitely gonna give it a good cleaning. The 6-liter is absolutely a mess because I had to drive it in the rain. You'll hear about that probably in another video. You'll understand why I drove it in the rain. The STI needs started and moved. Her WRX is absolutely kicking our butt. We have a lot to do with that. So I think we're gonna end it off here. If something else comes up with the car, I will add it in after this. But I think we're gonna end it off. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel and watching the videos. This video is kind of a long one. It's, I'm guessing, I think I'm well over 28 minutes now, what I've already edited. So thank you very much for supporting the channel. We have lots of cool videos coming up. I'm actually in the process of editing 2 right now. So those are gonna be posted here in the next few days, a couple weeks. We have all kinds of stuff coming. We have a very busy summer. So please like and subscribe, follow along. Please hit me up in the comments. I love answering comments. So with that said, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.